All right, what's your full moon reading coming up right after this?
When people attack you and your character or your looks or whatever it is, your response can inspire others. Fight over what the truth is.
All right, good afternoon, guys, or morning or evening, depending upon where you are all over the world. This is Lucky Lynx, and today is the day of the full moon. So we're going to do what we always do here. We're going to do a pick a pile, 5 piles. You pick a pile from 1 to 5. It is going to be a scorcher here in Napa, so I'm going to do it now before it gets really, really hot. I'm going to use my Andy Warhol cards. These seem to be my go-to for everything these days. Andy Warhol actually designed these. Love this deck. It's one of my all-time favorite artists. So what we're going to do here is, now I've got the camera positioned as closely to the bottom as I can, but think of a number from 1 to 5, or watch me deal them out, and as I deal them out, decide which one that you want to take. So take a nice deep breath in. Now the first thing I'm going to do is, usually you guys know that I do a topic for these, those of you who watch me. I got nothing this time. This full moon, there was a really interesting thing happening cosmologically the last couple of weeks. There's some very powerful stuff going on, very powerful stuff, and I kind of feel like, since I came back from the Tibetan Bond Dark Waters retreat, I just been wanting to just go with the flow. So let's see what the cards say should be the subject of this full moon reading. Okay, so what do we got here? Endings. What do you need to let go of? All right, so this is 10 of. Okay, so what's ending right now, and what's going to be born? How's that? What's ending right now? What's going to be born? And how will your attitude in this situation affect things? What's ending right now? What's going to be born from it? How will your attitude in this situation affect these things? All right, give me a second here. All right, we're going to go from 1 to 5. You guys know that I usually deal them out by number as I deal them. So pile 1 is going to have 4 cards in it. We got 1, 2, 3, 4. This is pile 1. Pile 2 has 3 cards in it. 1, 2, 3. This is pile 2. Pile 4 has 5 plus 1. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So there's probably 2. Actually, there's going to be an extra one there. There's 2 on top of that one. 1, 2, 3. Okay, so then we got pile 4 is 1 card, 1 card, and 1 card. So there's 3 different possibilities there, it looks like. And then 1, 2, 3, 4. So 5 has got 8. 5, 6, 7, 8. So take a minute to decide which pile you want. Pile 1 has 4 cards. Pile 2 has 3 cards. Pile 3 has got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 plus 2. Pile 4 is three different piles. So 1, 2, 3. So there's 3 different possibilities. And then we got over here, we got 8 in the 5th pile. So let's start. For those of you who picked pile number 1, the new moon. Okay, so what's ending? What's beginning out of it? How your attitude will affect it. Huh. Okay, so I got 4 spades, 8 of spades, 2 of diamonds, King of Hearts. But it starts with the King of Hearts, okay? So, all right, so this feels like there was a situation in which your emotions ran very high and you invested it into the situation in a way that threw things off balance. So you weren't really detached, or you weren't really logical about the situation. You made a choice, not based on your own values, but based on someone else's values. You invested your emotion into the situation. It got very, very heated emotionally, very strong emotional investment in it, which led to a great deal of it affected a lot of people, and it's going to come to an end here. As it comes to an end and as it collapses, let your mind be at rest, because this wasn't made. This was like, it was a very passionate decision. I have to have this. I have to be in this situation. I have to be in this relationship. I have to have this. I have to have whatever it is. It was very strongly, invested. That wasn't necessarily based on your values so much as desire or passion or emotion. What that did was it set it strongly for the possibility of collapsing, and let it go, be at peace, because you can make a better choice here, not based on that kind of emotion. You can make a better choice, a stronger choice, okay? So keep that in mind. Okay, one more thing about this. A secret partnership with someone that you worried about is not going to bring, or a partnership that you worried was going to get taken advantage of you or get up on you. So in a pause, it's a partnership with someone made outside of you. So it could be something that happened in secret, or it could be something that happened gossip-wise, or there's another partnership. There's a partnership that you're worried about that's going to affect you. It's actually not. Allow it to just fall. Let go. Let it fall. You'll be at peace. The end of this one is what comes out of this situation after this full moon situation is peace of mind. So greater peace of mind. So something that you've been holding up, something that you've been juggling, something you had invested a great deal of passion and emotion and were worried about, it collapses now because it wasn't based on logic. It wasn't based on a solid process. It was based more on emotion and passion. It collapses here. Let it go. You'll be at peace for it. The need to hold it all up has been weighing on you anyway. Okay, so that's number 1. So your attitude should be, hey, I'm going to be okay with it. I'm going to let it go. All right. So the second one, letting go. Okay, so there's a wish, uncertainty, and insight. All right. So let me see this for a second here. Let me gaze into this one. Okay, there was a dream property in one of these cases. There was a dream property that there was uncertainty about. It's not going to come together. It's going to give insight on how to get it. Okay, 2 things. Selling a property once. For some, it's selling a property. There's insight that comes from selling this property about uncertainty and uncertain action. So this comes to a close. Either you wanted a property, you wanted a move, and it's not happening, and there's great insight in how to take your life next, or as the property sells, there will be insight on where you're going to go next and how to go next. So if you're worried about where you end up after the property is gone, that will come to fruition here. And if there's something else about wanting a specific property, or wanting a specific, wanting a specific place, and being uncertain about which way to go, there's insight that comes from this uncertainty. Specifically, because this is a more general thing, this is not the right time. This is not the right time for it, okay? Now there's another wish here too in relation to spiritual action. So someone gave you some advice specifically about some action to take that didn't pan out in relation to your wish. Now, this is a general one, so I'm going to say a very important wish to you. Someone close to you gave you some advice that seemed sound, but then you realize that that person had ulterior motives in it, and there is great insight to be learned in this situation from the relationship and from what's going on with you and that person. All right, so we got the next one, an enemy to your fortune, dies, and a new possibility. Okay, so this could come in a lot of ways. This could literally be bank issues. Ugh, God. This is layered upon layered. All right, this is something I would normally go into like a longer reading about. Okay, so there's financial troubles end, and a new bank comes into being. Okay, so you're worried about, this has to do with loans, this has to do with mortgages, this has to do with insurance, this has to do with all that garbage. Worrying about this stuff doesn't do you any good. It comes to an end. So some difficulties surrounding either a debt, difficulties surrounding, it's actually sort of an enemy to your fortune is what it is how it literally reads. There's a new prospect that comes into being. So this could even be, I'm worried about my fortune, what's going to happen. I'm worried about my prosperity. I'm worried about my future. Something else comes into being here to help pick up what that is. This is literally kind of a bank. So the bank that you had didn't work, or the loan source that you had didn't work. There's another one. Something relating to a loan that didn't work works for you now. Something that had a large sum of money that was an obstacle to it comes into being now. Okay, so it's the resources you didn't have before, you will have this time. Something's going to come into play this time to give you what you needed. That's one of them. Now the other one I got two. Don't pay your mother or another woman's. A curse from another woman. Don't allow this woman to have that power in your life. Okay, so a woman who's been cursing you, don't allow her to have that. She's very vocal. She's not very vocal. She's very vigorous. She seems very vigorous in her control and in her dynamism. Don't allow her to have that kind of power on your life. Also, if you're the woman yourself, be careful about how you're judging other people, and what you're cursing them is actually going to be coming to you. This is a self-curse, the Six of Spades. Don't give your power to someone else, especially in this case a woman who looks like she has, she's vigorous, she's loud, she dominates. Don't give your power to this person. That's advice. If you don't, you'll be happy, and you'll have to claim your own power. All right, so we got 1, 2, 3, we got 4. Okay, I got 3 different ones. Queen of Spades, I'm gonna look at what these all say. 4, we got the Queen of Spades here. Okay, suspiciousness does not serve you during this particular, drop the suspiciousness, drop the worry about other people, drop the pushing away other people, and you're more likely to get what you want. That's one of them. The other one is things are setting up for you. What looks like a moment where things aren't going, things are actually aligning for you to be a stronger foundation and you're going to be in a better place if you just stop worrying and allow things to line up for you. Okay, so the first one, for those of you for this one, okay, drop the suspicion, drop the thinking that you know what everyone's motives is. Stop the thinking that you know what everyone's energy is, and because you're alienating yourself from some real possibilities here. Those of you who are worried about things that seem like they're stuck right now or not moving, they will move again. Things are realigning in a really good way to get you lined up for a greater foundation here. Okay. So allow things to realign, and you'll be happy that you did. And this one is you have to change your approach. So something you've been beating your head up against and a problem that you've been trying to figure out, you have to change your approach, which means that you might have to get someone else involved, and you might have to take a different view that you don't understand, which means you might have to consult someone else and ask them to help you see the bigger picture, because you're butting your head up against it, and you need to change your actual approach. Okay, so that's for number 4, right? 1, 2, 3, 4. All right, so let me collect these up here. So we got 5 now. We got 8 cards in number 5. What was I start with? Okay. Ace of Diamonds, Joker, 9 of Spades, 9 of Diamonds, 4 of diamonds. Ugh. 10 of clubs, king of clubs. All right. Something you invested in. Okay, so this could be business, love, romance, job. This could be anything, or even your health. Okay, first thing is there's a health scare. There's a health scare that actually turns out to be it's up and down for a while, and then you find the correct course of treatment that helps you. Okay, so there's a health scare that turns out good in the end, and if you get the right person to be able to help you. The king in this case is an expert. So you just haven't found the right course of treatment yet for this. You haven't found the right solution, but it's coming, and it's going to be up and down for a little while until you find it. So that's the first thing. The second one was in relation to an investment of your time, invest in your energy, investment of your romance, something you value, invested. You thought it was a sure thing, and then it surprised you. And it didn't turn out so well, and now you're worried about it. Stop worrying, because it's going to make you sick, so drop that. It looks like you're going to have a strain on your resources from this for a little while, but then it turns in your favor. This is a really positive full moon stuff. Turns in your favor, and then someone else intervenes and comes into the picture that helps give you what you need and helps you find a greater success and fulfillment. There's going to be a lot of activity. This one speaks of prosperity specifically. This is a limit. This would be a limit to your prosperity, and then boom, it's like something like a big, and let's say by the fall, it turns in your favor. So a big investment that you made. In the case of romance, it may be that someone else comes in the picture that sweeps you off your feet, and there's a lot of activity. From something that you thought was good, didn't work out, but then someone else comes in the picture, really sweeps you off your feet. Be careful, don't make the same mistake again. In terms of financial or job, something you thought was going to go somewhere doesn't, but it actually turns out better in your favor later. So that promotion or job or thing that you thought you were going to get, it didn't, something else is going to come along that's going to be better for you in the long run and put you more in line with excitement and activity. There's one more layer. Fatigue. This is a warning. For some of you who are feeling fatigued, be careful about the course of treatment that you're using. It actually could turn out worse for you, and you could find yourself with much more problems if you go down the wrong route here. So be sure that you're getting enough water, be sure that you're getting enough exercise, be sure that you're getting the right kind of diet for your body. That's first, and be careful on the advice that you listen to from people who are not qualified, and in some cases I do mean the actual medical establishment. You may find yourself going from fatigue to a much worse place. Be careful about operations. People who say, hey, we're going to operate, we don't know what it is, but we're going to operate. Be very careful about that one. I am Lucky Lynx. That is your full moon reading. I hope this brings you some fortune, and I hope it brings you some luck this full moon. So hey, if you want to get a reading, you can contact me at 779-302-8009, or you can contact me at conjurehope@gmail.com. If you would like to learn how to read the playing cards, then I have a playing card class. You can contact me. I'll tell you how to get into it. I have one in basic tarot. I have one in advanced tarot. It's also an intermediate to advanced tarot that will show you some really neat things on how to read the tarot that no book shows you. I also have one in how to read the Mexican Loteria, which no book shows you. I also have one on how to read the crystal ball, and I have a class in how to read, what's the other one? Lenormand. I got 2 Lenormand classes. I got a basic Lenormand and how to do the Grand Tableau. And for those of you who have donated, I very much appreciate you. Thank you so much, as always. And if you would like to donate because you like these videos, you want to help to keep them coming, I'm going to put my PayPal and my Venmo below. You guys have a great full moon. Enjoy yourselves, and have a great weekend.